A routine race at Bristol just turned into a full-blown emergency, and it happened in seconds. One driver goes from fighting for position to getting yanked out of a burning car in the middle of chaos. And here's the part that should have every NASCAR team paying attention. This could have gone very differently. Let's get straight to it. Mason Maggio was running deep in the field at Bristol Motor Speedway when his number 91 DGM Racing Chevrolet suddenly lost power. Engine failure, smoke everywhere. We're talking thick, blinding smoke covering a half-mile track where visibility is already tight. He limps the car off toward the infield, but the situation escalates fast. Flames ignite under the car. Within seconds, the rear of that Chevy is on fire. Safety crews rush in, but two crew members, including one from JR Motorsports, don't wait. They physically pull Maggio out of the car while flames are building behind him, helmets still connected. Fire spreading, Maggio gives a thumbs up afterward. He's okay. But that moment, that was real. Now here's why this isn't just another car-caught fire story. Bristol is one of the most unforgiving tracks in NASCAR. It's short, fast, and packed tight. When something goes wrong, there's nowhere to hide and no time to react. Maggio was already struggling this season. This was his 25th career start in the O'Reilly Series, and he came into this race with multiple DNFs early in 2026. He was running 35th when it happened. So yeah, not a headline contender, but that doesn't make this moment any less important, because what we saw wasn't about position, it was about survival. Also, think about the timing. Lap 194 of 300. Deep into the race, engines are stressed, components are worn down, and one small failure can trigger a chain reaction. And it did. Oil pressure drops, engine blows, fluids leak, heat builds, fire ignites. That's the sequence, and it happens faster than most fans realize. This is where things get serious. Let's break down what actually went wrong and what NASCAR teams should take from it. First, engine failure alone isn't rare. But what is dangerous is how quickly it turned into a fire. That suggests a catastrophic failure, likely oil or fuel hitting hot components immediately after the motor gave out. At a track like Bristol, you don't get a cool down lap. Everything stays hot. Everything stays under stress. Now here's the key issue. Maggio barely had time to stop the car before flames started building. That means the margin for driver escape is razor thin, and that's where this situation becomes critical. Because if those crew members hesitate, even by a few seconds, we're having a very different conversation right now. Let's talk about the response. The safety crew did their job. Fast, aggressive, controlled. But the real difference makers, the two crew members who ran in and physically helped pull him out. That's instinct, that's awareness, that's experience. And it raises a bigger question. Should NASCAR rely more on proximity-based response, meaning nearby crews stepping in faster, rather than just centralized safety units? Because in this case, that immediate reaction mattered. Now, from a competitive standpoint, this is another setback for Maggio. 3 DNFs in his first 5 races this season, that's brutal. It puts pressure on the team, on the equipment, and on his future opportunities. But honestly, after what we saw, finishing position doesn't even matter. Fans watching this live, immediate concern. You could see it online. People weren't talking about the race anymore. They were asking one thing, is he okay? That's when you know it crossed the line from competition to danger. Analysts will probably praise the quick response, and they should, but there's also going to be quiet concern behind the scenes. Because every time a fire breaks out like this, it reminds the garage this sport is still risky, no matter how advanced the safety systems are. So what happens next? Maggio bounces back. The team diagnoses the failure, tightens up reliability, and this becomes just a scary footnote in his season, maybe even a turning point. Mechanical issues keep stacking up, confidence drops, opportunities shrink, and moments like this start defining his season instead of his performance, because in NASCAR, consistency is everything, and right now, that's the missing piece. At the end of the day, this was a reminder of how fast things can go wrong in this sport and how much depends on split-second decisions. So here's the question. Was this just bad luck or a warning sign about deeper reliability issues teams need to fix? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want real breakdowns like this every race week, hit subscribe to SPORTSWIRE USA, because we're just getting started.